Now, imagine a car coming through your roof while you're watching TV. It happened in the town of Beloit today. And the Badgers are officially bowl eligible, but they're not done just yet. We have post-game reaction from Camp Randall. Plus, Sauk County and Ho-Chunk Nation are celebrating the history of Indigenous peoples ahead of Monday's holiday.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. A man is in police custody tonight after crashing his car through a roof in the town of Beloit. This was the scene as first responders worked to pull the vehicle and the driver from the scene in Rock County. Luckily, the driver and the people inside the home at the time were not injured. But how did this happen? Rock County reporter Adam Duxter was on the scene.
Joe Nyer was just trying to watch the Badger game in his garage turned man cave.
I have TV in there, refrigerator, it's heated garage.
A simple afternoon in his town of Beloit home made much more complicated just around halftime.
And here come the truck through my roof.
Airborne and front bumper first from the sky to just feet away. Joe and the driver of the truck face to face.
He didn't know what happened. He didn't know where he was or anything.
Officer Andy Arnold, one of the first on the scene.
Well, obviously you're concerned about the safety of the occupants of the residence and safety of the occupants of the vehicle.
It's unclear whether the driver, who is spending tonight with police, was intoxicated or suffering from a medical emergency when he careened off South Park Road into a ditch and took his 3,000-pound truck into the air like a skateboard off of a half pipe. Joe couldn't and still can't believe it.
And he said, no, he was fine. And he tried to get out of the truck. I told him to stay in there because the truck was on such a steep angle.
And neither can police, who were eventually able to get the truck out and make sure everyone was safe. Both Joe and Officer Arnold say this moment, something they'll never forget.
I don't know, this was lucky. We had a guy watching football, enjoying a beer in his garage on a Saturday, and it's all about feet and inches sometimes, feet and inches.
The Nyer family said they were immediately approached by neighbors offering them a place to stay for the night, but luckily they've got family in the area who are taking them in while the big hole gets patched up. Also in Rock County, friends and family of 3 Rock County teens convicted of sexual assault in September continue to protest. Dozens gathered in Beloit's Riverside Park in support of Trey Floyd, Brandon Perry, and Marquis Payne. Payne and Perry are now serving 1-year sentences for rape. Floyd, who committed armed robbery while on bail, is serving 5 years. The protesters feel the punishment given to the 3 boys involved is unfair, and they believe race was a factor in the final decision.
Ultimately, we just want to shine this injustice and get something changed in Rock County so that it's fair and equal sentencing for everyone.
We did reach out to the Rock County District Attorney, David O'Leary, but he did not get back to us with a response. Let's turn it over to Dana Fulton with your first alert forecast. Another chilly day ahead.
Another chilly day for Sunday and a very cold overnight. Right now, you may be seeing some light showers outside or even some light snow, depending on what side of town you're on. Here's a look at our Doppler track over the last 3 hours as we take a closer look to home. I do want to flip over to our high resolution Doppler. That gives us a little better look at where that precipitation change is at. Around Lone Rock right now, it does seem like we're in a little bit of a wintry mix. Boscoville, though, likely seeing some light snow right now. Around the Dell, some light rain. Partyville seeing a little wintry mix. And then that line of showers stretching through Monroe and Janesville. That is light rain at this time. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that precip as it does continue to travel southeast. We're already at 38 in Madison. Close to 36 in Camp Douglas. Our temps are going to fall closer to the mid to low 30s for our overnight lows. Tomorrow, chilly yet again, and we may see a little more rain come through before Sunday wraps up. We'll take a closer look at your full forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dana. More local news now. A horse is dead tonight after it escaped and took an Amish buggy on the highway. The buggy was empty when the horse got on Highway 22 in the township of Marcelon around 11 a.m. The sheriff's office was called by drivers concerned the horse and buggy would hit them head on. A deputy tried to slow the horse down with a squad car, but the horse ran into it at full gallop and injured its leg. A specialist recommended it be euthanized. Sauk County and the Ho-Chunk Nation are coming together this weekend to celebrate Native American history, culture, and identity ahead of Indigenous Peoples Day. The three-day weekend celebration started today by honoring former leader Yellow Thunder. With very little written knowledge or even photos, the Ho-Chunk Nation is working to preserve the history of who Yellow Thunder was. Artist Kelly Logan painted a mural of young Yellow Thunder and his wife, and the community completed it today. Sauk County Board Supervisor Kristen White Eagle says it's important to keep his memory alive.
Understanding and mutual respect of how important it is that all people are celebrated, including the Indigenous peoples, and that they are still trying to maintain their culture and identity and the language. It's very important.
The community will continue to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day through Monday. For more information on events, you can visit channel3000.com. Today, UW released a new homecoming video on social media. The previous video received backlash for not showing any students of color, but this video showcases interviews with students from different backgrounds. The caption, along with the video, stated, quote, "We learn lessons best when we learn them together." The homecoming celebrations and traditions continue today at the Badgers football game against Michigan State. Kevin Lewis has more on Wisconsin's blowout victory from Camp Randall.
The beat goes on for the Badgers as Wisconsin bullied Michigan State to improve to 6-0 overall and 3-0 in Big Ten play. Now, Jonathan Taylor's streak of 100-yard games rushing ended at 10, but he still ended up with 102 total yards and 2 touchdowns. Paul Chryst rolled the dice twice on 4th downs in the first half, hit both, and got 10 points on those drives. That makes the Badgers 9 of 9 on 4th down conversions this season. The #1 total defense in the country showed why, giving up just 149 total yards and scoring another touchdown and pitching its 4th shutout of the season. Coming up in sports, we'll hear from head coach Paul Chryst and the players as they stay perfect halfway through this season. At Camp Randall Stadium, I'm Kevin Lewis. News 3 Now Sports.
Around the state, an investigation is underway tonight into a fire that killed 2 people in Milwaukee. It happened early this morning on the city's north side. The victims are a 53-year-old woman and a 52-year-old man. Authorities say they were trapped in the home during the fire. Rescue crews on scene tried to perform CPR, but both passed away. No word yet on a cause. Tonight, President Trump is threatening to sue top congressional Democrats, Representative Adam Schiff, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi amid the House impeachment inquiry into the president. Trump was speaking at the Values Voters Summit in Washington, D.C. He says he plans on looking more into the situation and called the 2, quote, bad people.
I actually told my lawyers, I said, sue him anyway. He's got immunity, but they can't mean immunity for that. I said, sue him anyway, even if we lose, the American public will understand.
Tonight's comments come on the heels of a rally last night in Louisiana where he vented his frustrations and tried to rally his base.
They know they can't win an election day, so they're pursuing an illegal, invalid, and unconstitutional impeachment.
Yesterday, the president's former ambassador to Ukraine testified before a congressional panel about how she was removed from her job. 10 subpoenas have now been issued with deadlines next week for the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani. The Trump administration is also working on a possible deal with China after months of escalating trade tensions. A planned U.S. tariff hike from 25% to 30% on $250 billion of Chinese goods will no longer go forward next week. This morning, Trump wrote, quote, "The deal I just made with China is by far the greatest and biggest deal ever made for our great patriot farmers in the history of our country." Chinese President Xi Jinping still has to agree to this deal. The Bernie Sanders campaign announced Sanders will host a Bernie's Book rally in New York City next Saturday. The rally comes after the senator and 2020 candidate suffered a heart attack on October 1st. Doctors put 2 stents in a blocked artery, and in an interview Thursday, Sanders said he's prepared to rejoin the Democratic presidential campaign at full blast. He said he has trips to Iowa, Nevada, and New Hampshire planned for after this Tuesday's Democratic debate in Ohio. A Fort Worth, Texas police officer is on administrative leave after he allegedly shot and killed a woman inside her own home early this morning. Officials were checking out a home after a neighbor called to report its door was open. When officers arrived, they searched the perimeter and saw a person standing inside the home near the window. That's when a statement says the officer perceived a threat and fired one shot, striking and killing 28-year-old Tatiana Jefferson. Today's shooting comes less than 2 weeks after a police officer in nearby Dallas was found guilty of murder for fatally shooting a man in his home last year. In both of these cases, the officers are white and the victims are African American. 2 people have died in the Sandalwood fire, one of several fires burning in Southern California. One of the victims was identified as an 89-year-old man. He was found dead in a burned mobile home. The fire is burning about 70 miles east of Los Angeles. It's damaged or destroyed at least 90 buildings and burned more than 800 acres. Officials say it's about 25% contained right now. Still to come on News 3 Now at 10, as Forward Madison enters its first postseason, we'll show you how fans are giving back to the team's community.
Spas.
Madison FC's first season wrapped up tonight in the USL League One semifinals with a 2-0 loss on the road to North Texas SC. It was a successful first season, though, for Madison's new soccer club, and Forward Union, Forward Madison's supporter group, decided to give back today to the Breeze-Stevens Fields community and clean up the Tenny Lapham neighborhood. Forward Union organizers say the group has adopted several local parks in an effort to show their appreciation for the new club.
You know, we as a group have a core tenet, you know, that we believe that this team is a benefit to the community, and we should be no different. So, you know, we take pride in this community. We take pride in how inclusive we are. We take pride in the fact that, you know, we want to go out and get our hands dirty. And so we felt like this was the perfect opportunity to do it.
Forward Union says its members logged more than 100 hours of volunteer time this season. If you're interested in getting involved with Forward Madison during the off-season, you can check out their Facebook page, Forward Union. In honor of National Hispanic Heritage Month, the Overture Center hosted performances and displays during its Latino Art Fair. The theme was Art Heals.
We are celebrating art as a way of healing through paintings, poetry, music, crafts, and all of that.
The celebration featured contributions from Latino artists from South Central Wisconsin, Colombian singer Angela Puerta, and more. It's co-hosted by the Latino Chamber of Commerce of Dane County, Central Hispano, Food Fight Restaurant Group, and the City of Madison. This is the 7th year for this celebration. Today was also Gender Fest 2, the second year of a variety show aimed at inclusion and representation for all genders. The event features musicians and comedians who are gender non-conforming, and it was all ages. The goal was to support and celebrate all genders in a safe space. The event was put together after the success of Gender Fest 1. They hope to turn it into a block party in the future. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dana Fulton. We got to keep those coats out for the time being.
Absolutely. It was another really chilly day. High temperatures this afternoon getting to the upper 40s, so well below average. And of course, we started the day off in the low 30s. In Madison at about 33, but some areas to the north in the upper 20s. So of course, some frost this morning, and now we're looking at some light snowfall and light rain. This last band of precipitation moving on through. Of course, that light pink area right now, a little mixed precipitation. So some folks seeing some light rain mixed in with some snowflakes, and then some other areas, of course, especially in Grant and Crawford and Richland counties, seeing some lighter snowfall. This is all as the final cold front sinks southeast and passes through the area. We may see a little wraparound moisture though tomorrow with that low pressure off to the north. That'll bring some light showers for Sunday afternoon. Not expecting any snow to mix on in, but with this second cold front coming through, our temperatures are going to stay pretty chilly heading into Sunday and even into Monday afternoon. Overnight will stay mostly cloudy once this band of precip slides through. We aren't expecting anything else to develop for Sunday morning. By Sunday afternoon, though, we may see a few light showers pop on up. Monday, the good news, we'll get a little more sunshine. Planning on a partly sunny sky for Monday. It'll help our temperatures climb just a little bit more. Still a little below average, though, heading into next week. Wind chills tomorrow or in the morning will be in the 20s, so the breeze outside not quite as strong as today, but still a factor for your Sunday. You'll definitely want to make sure you layer up if you're heading outside at all. Overnight temperatures will fall through the 30s. We may see a little bit of light snow around Madison, but the ground's too warm for anything to stick right now, so don't plan on much accumulation. The roads, though, will be a little slick even for tomorrow morning, as our temperatures will be in the mid-30s. In the afternoon, our highs will be in the mid-40s with a continued mostly cloudy sky and the chance for a few light isolated showers to pop up. Monday morning, we yet again fall into the mid to low 30s, and then in the afternoon, we'll be close to 50 for our afternoon highs. I'm planning on a little bit of a warm up heading into next week. 35 for our overnight low in Madison with that mostly cloudy sky. The light rain and snow coming through right now will be wrapping up right around midnight. A breeze, though, still 10 to 20 miles per hour. Still very windy outside. Tomorrow, closer to 8 to 15 miles per hour, so it does back off just a little bit, but still quite breezy. Chilly with our high temperatures in the mid-40s and the chance for some light showers to develop in the afternoon and evening. It's not going to be an all-day washout, and some folks might get out of the woods tomorrow and not have any rainfall, but we'll be keeping an eye on the radar, of course, with those showers popping up late in the day. Monday, we'll be hopping up close to 50 for our afternoon highs with a partly sunny sky. Still below average for the work week. Our next chance for showers develops on Tuesday. That'll bring some light rainfall. Not really even expecting any thunderstorms, as temperatures will be in the low 50s. The rest of the work week right now does look dry. Temperatures will stay below average, and by next weekend we'll be a little closer to 60. Of course, we should be in the low 60s for this time of year, so it'll be a little closer to average, but it is going to come along with what looks like our next weather system for next weekend. Could be bringing some showers.
Right now, just trying to get out of the 40s.
Trying to climb out of the 40s, struggling to get out of the 40s right now. And you're right, you really do have to layer up. That wind is just kind of biting currently.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Dana. Still ahead, we've got a wrap-up of the Badgers' 4th shutout of the season next in sports.
News 3.
Well, after this week, we're halfway through the regular season of college football for Wisconsin. And the Badgers, they're proving that they can be one of the more dominant teams, not just in the Big Ten, but the entire country. Wisconsin going for its 6th win in a row today. So here we go on homecoming nonetheless, hosting Michigan State. First quarter, you know who this is. Jonathan Taylor getting through there. That would be called a touchdown, 7-0 Wisconsin. That's his 18th touchdown of the season. Already more than he had all of last year. Later, Jack Cohn looking for Quintez Cephas. One-handed bobble, but he's got it. Cephas now with 3 touchdowns on the season, second most on the team behind JT. Second half, let's get some defense going here, shall we? Zach Bond reading that Brian Lewerke throw just perfectly, taking it all the way back for pick 6. First career one for the Brown Deer Wisconsin native, 31-0 Badgers. Then you just got to see this one. Kendrick Pryor is apparently a running back now, too. Going down the sideline, the stiff arm, get out of my way, boy. Manages to stay in, 66-yard touchdown. Spartan ball with less than 1, and then Spartan ball next with less than 1 minute to go. Rashad Wildgoose not about to let that shutout go. Picks the quarterback again. Wisconsin staying perfect at 6-0. The Badgers, they are the first FBS team with 4 shutouts in their first 6 games since Oklahoma in 1967. Kevin Lewis with a recap of the big win from Camp Randall.
It's starting to get repetitive. The Wisconsin offense grinds down an opponent. The defense gives up 0 points and just 149 yards to Michigan State. The Badgers made it look easy as they stay perfect through the midway point of the season.
It was a lot of fun to have those long drives and just keep executing on third downs and just keep going, so it was good. I thought we executed the plan well, and it was a lot of fun.
That's just Wisconsin football. Being able to have a long drive, it really does hurt them and tires out the defense. And, I mean, it starts with those front 5 guys, the offensive line, just really playing their tails off, and it's fun to see.
Whatever defensive coordinator Jim Leonhard called worked. The Badgers defense has 4 touchdowns this season. They've allowed just 4 this season.
We're just stingy. The opposing team's got to work for whatever they're going to get, and we're not going to make it easy. We're going to fit up the run, and we're going to play physical.
We had the same approach this week as we did last week. Same approach this week as we did against South Florida. You know, it doesn't matter who we play. Just nameless, faceless opponents, and we focus on us.
You never take it for granted, but this group likes playing, you know, and so when you get an opportunity to play, they're going to be ready, and you appreciate it happening, right? Because it's not easy.
Ron Dane, Herschel Walker, LaMichael James. That's the list of running backs who have rushed for 5,000 yards through their junior season. Jonathan Taylor needs 4 next week against Illinois to join that exclusive club. At Camp Randall Stadium, I'm Kevin Lewis. News 3 Now Sports.
And the Badgers hand the Spartans their first Big Ten shutout loss since 2000. Now, Wisconsin will get its first road conference test when they head to Illinois to face the 2-4 Illini. Speaking of those fighting Lovie Smiths, looking for their first Big Ten win against Michigan today. We pick it up in the second quarter. Illinois driving Matt Robinson up the middle for the 3-yard touchdown. Illinois within 3, but that's as close as they would get. Shea Patterson to Donovan Peoples-Jones. Patterson threw for 194 yards and 3 scores today. Michigan running away with it after that 42-25 the final. Other Big Ten scores, Indiana winning its first conference game of the season against Rutgers. And the other team in Indiana, Purdue, also wins, beats Maryland 40-14. They had a total of 547 yards of total offense today. And then as well, Penn State beating Iowa. They hang on for a top 20 matchup. And the Golden Gophers also perfect this season. Rodney Smith running for 139 yards and a touchdown for Minnesota. The Badgers women's hockey team undefeated on the season. Mark Johnson earning his 500th career win as head coach of the Badgers. He is now the winningest head coach in Wisconsin and NCAA women's hockey history. As for the men's team, a dominating win over Merrimack. Wisconsin scoring 11 goals, including a 6-goal second period. Finally tonight, upset of the season so far, South Carolina at number 3, Georgia. This one going to double overtime. Gamecocks with a chance. Parker White's 24-yard field goal is good. South Carolina taking the 3-point lead. Georgia ball now. Chance to tie it up. Rodrigo Blankenship for 42 yards. Nope, not quite there. South Carolina beats Georgia in Athens 20-17. Back to the women's hockey team for a second. I asked Mark Johnson actually about what it was going to be like to get his 500th career win as head coach. Big. It is really big, and in true Mark Johnson fashion, he's kind of like didn't really want to talk about it, and he was like, I'm just worried about the game. So
of course, just focused on that, but that's a big deal.
It's a huge deal, not just in Wisconsin history, but in all of women's hockey. It's really, really impressive.
Yeah, I got to get to one of those games.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. Wisconsin-made ciders were front and center at the Wisconsin Craft Cider Tasting event today.
We go to all these other beer events and figured why not contact the other cider makers and do one ourselves.
20 different wineries and cideries took part. The event was sold out with more than 800 tickets. It's the most types of Wisconsin-made ciders in one place ever, with 70 different types to try. And they hope to keep growing the event every year. Definitely getting the feeling of the season.
Absolutely. Cider right on the money today.
Yes.
It was a little chilly outside, and it's going to be very similar tomorrow, actually. High temperatures, again, in the mid to upper 40s. We're looking at a little more rain coming through late in the day on Sunday, though it will just be light showers. Some frost possible at night heading into Monday, as our temperatures will be back in the mid to low 30s. Monday, partly sunny. Tuesday, another chance for some showers developing. And then for the rest of the work week, plan on a dry sky, though we won't be back up in the 60s until the end of the week, heading into next weekend.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.